rocketed from a distant planet to a bold new destiny on Earth. Found by a Kansas family and raised as Clark Kent, he learned he possessed the strength of steel, the speed of light, and the desire to help all mankind. He is Superboy.
Today we're going to be talking about the live-action Superboy show that ran from 1988 to 1992.
This is Clark Kent, and you're not going to believe what's coming up next.
From humble beginnings, a comic sci-fi fantasy-loving boy was raised by a hard-working single mom who weaned him on classic film. I was that boy, and I learned early on the power of the cinema. From Alfred Hitchcock to Richard Donner, my mentors were many, and their contributions to my worldview have been nothing short of superlative. Film gives us an undeniable window into our past, an introspective look at our present, and an indelible vision of our future. Come with me as I look at entertainment from special places and times in different formats to help discover things about some of the greatest treasures we've either never seen before or will never look at the same way again. I'm Tye Justis. Let's review.
This instantly recognizable image immediately conjures the unflappable ideologies of truth, justice, and the American way. The first issue of Action Comics created the truest embodiment of these universal values in the face of coexisting atrocities across the world. Superman was and is the purest concentration of ideal American values and benevolent godly strength created by two Jewish boys from Cleveland, Ohio, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. This was perhaps a subconscious counter to the horrors of the Third Reich and the Nazi war machine that infested Europe and its Jewish population at the time. Superboy, on the other hand, was created by Jerry Siegel and Don Cameron. DC Comics twice rejected the concept before publishing and claiming full ownership in 1945. To this day, Siegel's heirs are fighting in court for proper rights and ownership of Jerry Siegel's creation. In 1978, Richard Donner's Superman the Movie, produced by Ilya and Alexander Salkind, was very successfully released. After 3 of these films, the Salkinds tried their hand at bringing Supergirl to the big screen. Though the film showcased an impressive cast, it was a critical and commercial failure. But the Salkinds weren't through just yet. Their last contribution to the live-action Superman mythos was the Superboy TV series that ran from 1988 until 1992. John Hames Newton played Superboy and Clark Kent in the first season, while Gerard Christopher played him from the second season through the fourth, also writing a few episodes and producing most of the episodes he starred in. The show was eventually a success and always treated its cast and fan base with the utmost respect and loyalty. Until you asked for a raise and were subsequently replaced with another actor, that is. Huh? Whoever you like better, John or Gerard, there was actually a Superboy that suited up long before they ever did.
Superboy. It's the adventures of Superboy. Incredible boy of steel. Powerful, fearless, invulnerable. Only survivor of the doomed planet.
In 1961, Johnny Rockwell was cast to play the young Clark Kent and Superboy by the producers of The Adventures of Superman with George Reeves. 13 scripts were written and ready to be filmed. The only problem was that the pilot that was shot wasn't picked up and is only now seen on Comic-Con bootlegs, despite being an earnest effort to reignite Kal-El on television only a few years after George Reeves' tragic death. There's a certain charm to the show that keeps it going, and when you watch the episodes, there's a lot of whimsy. And this is the only series up to that time, and even beyond, that really brought in Superboy and Superman's rogues gallery. Characters such as Metallo and Bizarro and Mr. Mixie. The show did a lot in terms of trying to keep it true to the comic books. It went through a lot of changes from the first to the second season, which was why everybody was surprised that only the first season was put out and the rest of the seasons were scrapped, because the budget and the actors were all different for seasons 2 through 4. And after season 2, season 3 began to be called The Adventures of Superboy. Everybody except for Lana, Stacy Haiduk, was replaced, and she is the only actress to stay with the show all 4 seasons. Everybody else had been changed in one way, shape, or form. The greatest thing about this show is that it had the flight team that helped Christopher Reeve fly in all 4 Superman films. The same team that helped us believe that a man could fly in the first place. Now, Season 1 was released in 2006 to coincide with the Superman Returns film. Sales for this DVD set weren't that good, so the rest of the seasons were scrapped until a later date. Fast forward about 8 years, and the Warner Archive puts out Seasons 2 through 4 on DVD. Now, they're minus ours, but they're probably as good as we're ever going to get, and we're lucky to even have these, I'm sure, fans of the show. They're made to order, made on demand, so you can order them through Warner Brothers or get them off of Amazon or eBay. And you'll have the show. There are no special features. The first season does, which is nice. So there's a little documentary about the creation of the show and its production. And if you watch the documentary, Look Up in the Sky, there's a Superboy section in there. The Adventures of Superboy was canceled in 1992 to make way for Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. Gerard Christopher actually auditioned for Lois and Clark, but he told his agent not to tell the producers who he was. So he walked into the audition, said his lines, was shown to the producers who loved him and said, "You're perfect for this." Then they looked down at his resume and said, "Oh, you've done this before," then practically kicked him out of the room. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Tye Justis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hi. Please like, share, and subscribe. And when you share, please use the hashtag Tye Justis Reviews.